This is the effect of the drug known as tranq, often called the zombie drug. It doesn't just destroy the body, it erases the soul. People move like ghosts, disconnected from life itself. In the heart of Philadelphia, in a place called Kensington, reality bends. It feels like walking through a scene from a post-apocalyptic film, only this is real, and it never ends. Bent bodies line the sidewalks. Voices mumble in broken sentences, fading into incoherence. Arms are covered in scars, the marks of battles fought and lost. No one helps them. No one intervenes. Here, pain isn't hidden, it's public. This is the world's largest open-air drug market, operating in full view right in the middle of the United States of America. Just minutes away from monuments and government buildings, life here feels like another planet. Extreme poverty, addiction, and mental illness blur together in a silent storm. The American dream stands only a few miles away, clean streets, shiny cars, and privilege, but here in Kensington, that dream is already dead. What remains is survivals, and the ghosts who forgot how to live. As the sun rises, the streets of Kensington awaken, not with life but with suffering. Dealers appear like merchants of death, carrying small bags that decide who lives another day and who doesn't. The air smells of chemicals, smoke, and decay. Transactions happen openly, with no fear of police, as if this entire block exists outside the law, a city within a city, ruled by addiction. Every few minutes, someone collapses. Some twitch, others simply freeze, standing motionless for hours, half conscious, half dead. Locals call them the zombies. Their skin is pale, their eyes lifeless. Ambulances pass by but rarely stop. Even the sound of sirens feels tired here, like the city has given up trying to save its own people. Among them, you might find someone who once had everything, a house, a family, a job. But tranq doesn't care who you were, it only decides who you become. Some sit against graffiti-covered walls, staring at nothing, whispering to no one. The American flag flutters faintly above a nearby building, a haunting reminder of a promise long broken. Behind every broken face here is a story no one asked to hear. Mothers searching for their children, friends lost to the same needle, lovers who tried to help but couldn't. One woman, sitting under a bridge, whispers that she once worked in a hospital. Now she can't even walk straight. Her arms are scarred, her spirit barely holding on. No one records her name. She's another ghost in the city of the living dead. Along the sidewalk, you can see photos pinned to walls, missing people. Faces of sons, daughters, parents, last seen months ago. Some families still come here every weekend, holding pictures, hoping someone recognizes them. But most will never return. Their names fade, replaced by new faces trapped in the same nightmare. Kensington doesn't just destroy bodies, it erases identities. Night falls, and the streets grow even darker. Flashlights sweep through alleys, not from police, but from volunteers trying to revive the overdosed. You can hear coughing, crying, and the distant hum of traffic from the rest of Philadelphia, a city that pretends not to see. For those lying here tonight, tomorrow is not promised. This isn't just addiction, it's the slow decay of humanity itself. The story of Kensington doesn't start here. It begins thousands of years ago with a flower, the opium poppy. Ancient civilizations used it for healing, unaware of the shadow it carried. As time passed, empires learned its power, not just to cure pain, but to control. What began as medicine slowly became a weapon, one that would rewrite the history of nations. In the 19th century, the British Empire discovered a cruel truth: addiction could conquer without armies. They flooded China with opium, creating dependence so powerful it sparked the Opium Wars. The aftermath: China forced to surrender Hong Kong, one drug, one empire, millions destroyed. Proof that addiction has always been more than a chemical. It's been a tool of power. Fast forward to the modern world. The battlefield has changed, but the war hasn't. Today's opium comes in labs, not fields. Fentanyl, 50 times stronger than heroin, now replaces the old empire's weapon. Manufactured in secret labs, shipped across oceans, and sold on American streets. But this time, the enemy isn't foreign, it's within. The 21st century introduced something far deadlier than opium or heroin: fentanyl, a synthetic drug 50 times stronger, cheaper, and faster. It was supposed to help with pain, but instead it unleashed chaos. From hidden labs in China to cartel factories in Mexico, it's produced in bulk and trafficked across the border into the U.S. The perfect poison, invisible, unstoppable, and everywhere. Then came something even worse, Tranq, a brutal mix of fentanyl and xylazine, a veterinary tranquilizer made for horses, not humans. When injected, it slows breathing, drops the heartbeat, and eats away at flesh. The users call it sleep, but it's a sleep they may never wake up from. In Kensington, it turned addiction into something monstrous. People frozen mid-step, their bodies breaking down while they're still alive. In 2023 alone, Philadelphia lost over 1,400 souls to drugs, each one a silent casualty of this invisible war. No bombs, no soldiers, just needles and powder. The tragedy spreads block by block. Like a slow-burning fire the world refuses to see. Tranq isn't just killing bodies, it's erasing lives, families, entire communities. This isn't addiction anymore. It's collapse. Night falls over Kensington, but the streets don't sleep. Under the flicker of broken streetlights, shadows move slowly, bending forward like ghosts. Their faces are hollow, their eyes vacant, their arms scarred and trembling. Some mumble to themselves, others just stand still, lost between life and death. This isn't fiction. This is Philadelphia, the richest country's most forgotten corner. The air smells of chemicals, rot, and despair. They call it Zombieland, not as an insult, but as a warning. Tranq has turned people into living statues, frozen mid-step, their bodies collapsing while their hearts still beat. Some stand leaning for hours, motionless, their minds trapped in slow motion. Around them, used syringes glitter like glass, and the walls are covered in graffiti that screams, "Help us." But no one comes. Even with police nearby, the scene feels lawless. Dealers whisper on corners, addicts collapse in alleys, and every few minutes, an ambulance passes by, not for rescue, but for routine. Locals say, "You don't walk here after dark," yet for many, there's nowhere else to go. Homes are abandoned, shops are shuttered, and the streets have become the last shelter for those who've lost everything. These are not just addicts, they're missing people. Sons, daughters, parents, their faces once smiled in family photos, now printed on missing posters taped to cracked poles. Last seen March 29th, every corner hides a story of someone who left home and never returned. In Kensington, time doesn't move forward. It just repeats, trapping souls in an endless loop of survival and despair. On the sidewalks lie the remnants of lives, discarded syringes, torn clothes, a broken shoe, a photo faded by rain. Each object whispers a story of someone who once dreamed, once believed. You can almost hear the echoes of what they used to be. Among them are bodies barely alive, their wounds turning black, infected by the drug they can't escape. Here, the syringe isn't a tool of medicine, it's a weapon of surrender. Some are beyond saving, their arms eaten by infection, their legs gone cold from gangrene. Hospitals refuse them, shelters are full, and help rarely comes. You see a man slumped against a wall, motionless, his legs swollen and dark. No one looks twice. He could die there, and by morning, he'll just be another forgotten number. The world scrolls past, but his story ends right here, under the flicker of a dying streetlight. What's happening here isn't just addiction, it's a symptom of something much deeper, the failure of systems built on greed. Decades of broken policies, ignored warnings, and profits over people. Pharmaceutical giants made billions selling painkillers they knew were addictive. Politicians promised solutions but delivered silence. Now, the streets are the price of that silence, a living reminder that when money rules, humanity dies. And it's happening just minutes away from the symbols of American power, the Liberty Bell, the museums, the universities. Tourists walk the same streets where people collapse from overdose. Two worlds divided by a few blocks, yet centuries apart in reality. The American dream lives in brochures. Not here, not in Kensington. Here, it's a nightmare playing in slow motion. This is what collapse looks like, not an explosion, but a slow decay. Broken lives scattered across sidewalks while the world scrolls past on phones. No camera can capture the smell, the silence, or the hopelessness. The dream that once built this country now feels distant, unreachable. Because if this is what's left of the American dream, what's left for the rest of the world to believe in? I've traveled through many places, but I've never seen anything like this. Not in the richest country in the world. These people aren't monsters. They're human beings who've fallen through every crack society built. Looking at them, I felt something break inside. The smell of death, the silence in their eyes, it's something you can't unsee. It's not just pain on their faces. It's surrender. One man sat by a wall, motionless, his legs swollen and black. I wanted to help, but how? No hospital would take him. No organization could save him. His body was giving up, but his eyes still searched for something. Maybe hope, maybe God. That's when I realized, in a place where everything's lost, faith is the only thing left. Stay close to God. Stay close to your family. Because once you fall into this trap, there's no coming back. As I walked away, I couldn't stop thinking, this could happen anywhere, any city, any country. All it takes is a system that forgets its people. The world calls this place Zombieland, but I see it differently. It's not a land of zombies. It's a graveyard of forgotten souls. And unless something changes, it will keep growing, street by street, dream by dream. As the night fades, the city begins to stir again. Morning sunlight spills over broken streets, washing the faces of those still lost in their trance. Life goes on above ground. Trains move, people rush to work, while below, the same slow suffering continues. Two different worlds sharing the same space. This isn't a hidden crisis. It's in plain sight. And yet no one looks long enough to see it. Every syringe left behind is a story that ended too soon. Every scar, a memory of pain. You realize that the true epidemic isn't drugs, it's indifference. When the world stops caring, humanity starts dying. These streets don't just show what addiction looks like. They show what happens when a society turns its back on its weakest. The result isn't chaos, it's silence. This is Kensington, the heart of America's forgotten. A warning to every city, every nation. As I walk away, I carry their faces with me. Their silence speaks louder than any scream. This isn't the end of the story. It's just one chapter of a collapsing dream. Subscribe and stay with us, because next we travel north. To Canada, another place with its own hidden truths.